Listen up, Margaret. We are never letting you live with us. Got it?
Rachel? I'm sorry, what is this about? I don't remember ever talking about living with you before.
I'm simply letting you know we will never let you live with us.
Rachel, what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I figured you'd ask us eventually, so I'm making myself clear. I'd rather not deal with any bullying from my mother-in-law, you know?
Is that what you're worried about? I suppose I'm grateful you made your position clear to me, but I'd like to make myself clear too. I never had any intention of living together with you and Eddie.
Huh?
My relationship with my mother-in-law was what broke up my own marriage 20 years ago. So I knew I would never want to put my own daughter-in-law through what happened to me. You can ask Eddie about this yourself. I've told him that I'll take care of myself when I get old.
When you get old, huh? So that means you want to live with us now until you get old to save money, doesn't it?
No, dear. I'm still working and have more than enough means to take care of myself, including saving up for when I retire. So no, I have no need to live with you in order to save money. I'm doing fine on my own right now. And just to be clear again, I don't believe I'll ask to live with you in the future either. So please, calm down. There's no need for you to make such a strong declaration like this.
You're not gonna get me to let down my guard so easily, Margaret. I know you're making plans as we speak to sneak your way into our lives. I've got you all figured out.
I am making no such plans.
Cut the act, Margaret. I have evidence that proves you're gonna try and move in with us.
Evidence?
And I won't let you get away with it.
What evidence?
You lose, Margaret. Game over.
What in the world are you talking about?
Hey, Mom. Sorry I haven't messaged you in a while. How are the preparations going?
Hello, Eddie. Yes, they're going just fine. I never expected to have to deal with moving houses at my age, but you did just get married and leave home. So I guess you could say that the timing was just right, I suppose.
Yeah, probably. Tomorrow's the big day, huh? I mentioned this before, but I'm out of town on business and I won't be able to help you out.
That's fine, Eddie. I went ahead and hired a moving company that will take care of everything, from packing to transporting and unloading.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, and by the way, I had a question for you. Do you have a moment?
Sure, Mom. What's up?
Have you said anything to Rachel about me moving in with you recently?
Huh? No, never. I mean, you've always said you had no interest in moving in with us.
Yes, and my feelings on that are still unchanged.
I thought so, and I've talked to Rachel about this before. What brings that up?
Rachel sent me a line message the other day. She suddenly declared that she would never let me move in with you.
That's weird. Why did she do that?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you. But it seems like you don't know what's going on either.
Yeah, that's news to me.
I know we've never gotten along particularly well, but I have no idea what I could have said that would give her the impression I want to live with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving tomorrow and everything. She's aware of that, so she's gotta know that there's no way for you to live with us.
I thought so too. I wonder what in the world has gotten into her.
Yeah, I'll try and talk to her. I get back from my business trip in 2 days. I'll ask her about it then.
Thank you, Eddie. Please do.
Hey, Margaret. How's it feel? Was it lonely when you pulled up to our apartment, ready to force your way in with us, only to find it completely empty?
Huh? Good evening, Rachel. Are you still going on about that?
LOL, don't try and turn this around on me. I can only imagine the look on your face when you pulled up with the moving trucks, ready to barge in on our lives and start controlling us, only to discover we had already moved out before you got there.
Rachel.
I knew you were trying to force your way into our apartment, Margaret. I've known for weeks now. Sorry to rain on your parade, but we've already moved out of that house and into my parents' house. Your plan was a complete failure. But I do kind of feel bad for you. So, I tell you what, you take care of the place and I'll let you live there for 10 grand a month. Oh wait, that's right. You can't afford that on your measly little part-time salary, can you? I bet you don't even make 10 grand in a whole year. Too bad.
Oh my, $10,000 a month? That's awfully steep. But even if I could pay that, I wouldn't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm living on my own, so I'm fine.
What a sad, lonely way to retire.
I'm not retiring for another 10 years.
Yeah, which is exactly why you hatched your plot in the first place.
Rachel, listen.
What now?
You're right, I did move today, but I didn't move into your old apartment.
Huh?
I was appointed by corporate to be the deputy branch manager at our new facility in Miami. So I'm renting out my old house and moving into a new one in the Miami suburbs.
Deputy branch manager? Weren't you just a part-timer?
Oh, I haven't been a part-timer for years now, Rachel. I joined this company soon after my divorce when I was trying to support my kids as a single mother, and they eventually made me full-time. And things have gone so smoothly after that I rose through the ranks to the point that they're giving me this new assignment.
Wow.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm sure I told your mother all about that when we first met before the wedding. Were you listening during our conversation? I could see how you would misunderstand things if you were only listening to bits and pieces at a time.
I guess I wasn't.
This is just a guess, but were you under the impression that I was so hard up for money working part-time that I had to rely on you two for support in order to make ends meet? I suppose you may have thought that when Eddie moved out, I started having trouble keeping up with the house payment. And then when Eddie mentioned to you that I was moving, your preconceived notions of my financial position and your general dislike for me filled in the gaps of information left from my discussion with your mother. And you assumed that your meddling mother-in-law was finally carrying out her wicked plan, or something to that effect. And then, in an attempt to counteract my alleged plan, you immediately made plans to move out before I moved in. Do I have all that right?
Well, I mean, you didn't seem like the type to be getting promoted at your job or anything.
Is that so? You said you were moving into your parents' house, but tell me, did you also move Eddie's things there already?
Yeah, why?
When I talked to Eddie online yesterday, he didn't seem to be aware that any of this was going on. Your parents' house is at least a 2-hour drive from Eddie's company, and that's on a good day. Did you think of Eddie's commute when you made this move? Did you talk to Eddie about any of this before you made the decision to move?
Well,
If you really made this decision alone and left Eddie completely out of the loop, I think you might just be in a world of trouble, Rachel.
Rachel!
Hi, Eddie. Are you back from your business trip?
Rachel, what were you thinking? How could you do this without talking to me first?
I know this must come as a bit of a surprise, but I can explain. Anyway, I'm going to live at my parents' house for a while.
I'm divorcing you.
Huh?
I never thought you would be this much of a self-centered, careless moron. I'm divorcing you as soon as possible.
But why? Margaret, talk some sense into Eddie, would you?
Oh, hello again, Rachel. What's going on with Eddie?
He wants to divorce me.
I suppose this must have something to do with you moving without telling him, yes?
But, I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? I already moved. I canceled the lease on the old apartment, and you're already down in Miami. He's got nowhere else to go but here.
Isn't that precisely the problem?
Huh?
You still don't get it. From Eddie's point of view, what you did was force him to move in with his mother-in-law against his will. Which is exactly what you were so afraid of me doing. Despite, may I add, the fact that I had no such intentions.
Wait. Oh no.
So you finally get it.
Oh no. I didn't mean to do that.
I suppose your only choice is to have a heart-to-heart discussion with Eddie. I'll be staying out of this. You can work this out together as a couple. I wish the both of you the best.
Margaret, you've got to talk some sense into Eddie.
Oh, you'd like me to give him some advice? Well, if I were to do that, it would probably be to tell him to divorce you.
No, Margaret. You're supposed to get him to not divorce me.
Do you honestly think I would take your side after everything you said to me?
But...
I gave you my answer.
Please, wait, Margaret!
I have nothing else to say to you, Rachel. Goodbye. According to Eddie, Rachel's older brother and his wife had just moved out of their parents' house, and Rachel's plan was to use that timing to move in. Unfortunately, Rachel's parents weren't interested in having her move in with them. With no place to go, Rachel initially resisted the divorce, but when Eddie threatened to get lawyers involved, she relented and they divorced amicably. Rachel's parents still didn't let her move back in after that, so she got a live-in job as a maid at a local hotel. But her habit of jumping to conclusions led to constant disagreements with customers, and she was fired. She repeated this pattern at every single job she got for the next several months. And word eventually got around to just about every business in town what a problem employee she was. So she had to move to a new city and start completely over.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Becky, do you have a moment?
Hi, Wendy. I'm at work right now. Could this possibly wait until later?
What? You have a job?
Well, yeah, were you not aware?
I had no idea.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm working now.
Why didn't you say so when you moved into the employee apartment building last month?
I'm pretty sure I did. But like I said, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so...
In any case, my husband is set to get a promotion soon.
He is? If I'm not mistaken, isn't your husband the assistant manager of the General Affairs Department?
Yes, that's him. He has the highest position out of all the men currently living in the employee apartments. It's important to remember that sort of thing as a wife living there. I'm glad you seem to have done your homework.
But I have to say, I haven't heard anything about anyone being promoted anytime soon.
They probably just haven't made an official announcement.
Hey, Wendy, I'm sorry, but a meeting is about to start. I gotta go.
So anyway, I was planning to have a little celebration for my husband's promotion. It's going to be a surprise party, so make sure you don't say anything to him. We're going to have it at a Korean barbecue. There's an amazing place downtown near the station. All 30 people living in the employee apartments are going to come, so I decided to rent out the whole restaurant. And you'll be coming too. Since you're the newest tenant, this would be a great opportunity for you to build a good reputation, so I'm going to have you help out. Becky, are you there? Are you ignoring me? Unbelievable. I'm the leader of the wives group at this company. Who do you think you are ignoring my messages? I'm not going to let you disrespect me like this. Our kids even go to the same elementary school, Becky. That means we're both part of the same PTA organization. And guess what? I'm the leader of that PTA as well. Being at work is no excuse for shirking your responsibility to respond to me, Becky. This conversation has priority over everything else you're doing. Becky? I don't believe this. Have you no shame? You're going to pay for disrespecting me, Becky. You need to be taught a lesson about how things work around here. Hey, Becky. I don't believe you've ever told me anything about your husband's work at the company. Could you tell me about his department and position?
My husband? I don't see how that's any of your concern.
That explains everything. If you feel the need to hide it, he must be a low-level employee.
Listen, Wendy, I went so far as to step out of my meeting the other day because I felt bad about leaving you hanging like that. But I can't deal with long conversations like that while I'm at work.
Excuse me?
I can make exceptions for emergencies, but from now on, I won't be responding to any other kind of messages while I'm at work.
How dare you?
I have to go now. I'm just about to board a plane.
A plane? Why?
I'm leaving on an extended business trip, so I'll talk to you later.
That has nothing to do with me. So anyway, about the party for my husband I mentioned the other day, I went ahead and rented out the Korean barbecue just like I planned. We'll order a beer by the pitcher, so you'll be in charge of topping off everybody's drinks. The party is tomorrow. Be at the restaurant at 12, don't be late. And no, participation is not optional, especially not for you. So don't even think about giving me any excuses for not being able to come. Do I make myself clear? Becky, it's already noon. Where are you? I explicitly told you you were to be here on time. No excuses. Honestly, I expected you would do this. So here's what we'll do. We'll enjoy all the meat we can eat, and you can pay the bill. With 30 people, it should come to a few $1,000s. Oh, and they charge by the hour, and we're planning to be here a very long time. So, here's your choice. Either you get yourself to the restaurant this instant, or you pay the bill. We're going to go ahead and get the party started, so make your choice. One hour down. Becky, I hope you're not under the impression that I was joking when I said you were going to pay the bill. I was dead serious. I fully intend to have you pay for every cent of the bill for this party, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000. I'm a woman of my word, Becky. Remember, every hour you're not here is one more hour that you'll have to pay for. I'd hurry up if I were you. At this rate, you're going to have to sell a kidney on the black market to pay it off. Maybe then you'll finally learn that you shouldn't cross me, the leader of the WISE group and the PTA. Well then, I think I'll go ahead and order myself another plate.
What the? Wendy? I've gotten like 50 notifications from you. What's going on?
Oh, hello, Becky. Would you mind explaining what you think you're doing, skipping my husband's promotion celebration party? I tried my best to teach you the ropes and explain how things work around here, Becky. If only you would have listened to my friendly advice, you wouldn't be in this awful situation you're in right now.
Situation?
We've all just spent 2 heavenly hours stuffing our faces with the finest meat money can buy. It was fantastic. The bill was $5,700. Will you be paying in cash or credit?
$5,700? How much meat did you eat?
Enough to feed 30 people.
Wait, there's no way all the wives from the apartment came.
Well, no, they didn't. 9 women from the wives group came, along with 11 of my underlings in the PTA. And also a few of my personal friends. There are also a few of their husbands here because they happen to have the day off.
That's quite a group.
And why wouldn't they come? After all, it's my husband's promotion. Now hurry up and get over here. We're leaving and you need to pay the bill.
I can't, I'm on a business trip.
What?
I told you I was going on an extended business trip last night, didn't I? I'm in the middle of work, Wendy. And I'm halfway across the country from you right now.
What? No! You're that far away? This isn't good. I need to call my husband.
Wait, the party is supposed to be a celebration of your husband's promotion and he's not even there?
He was supposed to come, but this morning he said something urgent came up.
He was probably moving out of the employee apartment building.
What? Why would he do a thing like that?
Well, probably because he got fired last month.
Fired?
Company policy says you have 30 days to leave the apartment after leaving the company, and I'm pretty sure his deadline was today.
But that can't...
Don't tell me he didn't tell you about that.
He said he was being promoted to manager this month.
Oh, that. Well, it got uncovered that he had worked his way up by taking credit for other people's work, so the promotion was rescinded.
That can't be.
At first, I thought a demotion and pay cut would be a reasonable punishment for him, but after holding hearings with other employees, we found out that we had only barely scratched the surface of his improprieties. For example, one of the most common complaints was the establishment of a strict hierarchy in the employee apartments.
Wait, what do you mean, we?
I was on an assignment from corporate headquarters to investigate the situation in the employee apartments as an undercover agent of sorts.
You were undercover?
I uncovered a litany of problems, but I never imagined that the actual root of the problem was you, Wendy. Do you know what your husband said to me? It was all Wendy's idea. I shouldn't have gone along with it. Getting fired has woken me up, and I'm going to work hard to turn my life around from now on. He was crying and everything. It was quite the scene.
Becky, who are you?
Ordinarily, I'm the manager of the sales department.
Wait, the manager of the sales department? Then you must be the current president's daughter and the projected next company president?
Yep, that's me.
But what about your husband?
My husband actually works for a completely different company.
I can't believe this. You deceived me. If you would have told me who you really were, I never would have treated you like one of my underlings.
Wendy, I think you have more important things to worry about than my identity right now.
What do you mean?
You still haven't paid the $5,700 bill, have you? You might want to get on that before the owner calls the police.
Oh, Becky, could you?
No, Wendy, no. Just no. Don't even bother asking.
Oh no, what am I going to do? Becky, this is terrible. The manager called the police on me, and my husband divorced me. He told me that he never wants to speak to me again, and that his lawyer will be contacting me soon. After getting fired, he decided to start a new life for himself, take over his parents' farm. The kids all moved away with him. I've never been anything but a housewife. I haven't even worked part-time since getting married. And I had to empty the small savings account I had from when I was single to pay the bill at the restaurant. So I can't even afford a half-decent lawyer. My husband's going to ruin me in the divorce. I asked my parents if I could live with them, but they said I only have 1 month to get a job and move out. Why is this happening to me? Hey, Becky, since you're going to be the next president, do you think you could lend me a hand? Becky! Don't ignore me at a time like this. Don't you feel at least a bit sorry for me?
That last flurry of messages was sent when I was in the middle of an important meeting. I've told her so many times that I don't answer messages while I'm at work. What does it take to get through to that woman? Her near-zero work experience has had a major impact on her job search. She shows up late, leaves early, talks back to her boss, demands a break every hour, and uses work computers to do online shopping while she's on the clock. She refuses to admit when she's in the wrong, so she hasn't lasted more than a month at any job she's managed to land. Since there's no one around her who can get her under control, her financial position got worse and worse until she finally had to go to loan sharks to make ends meet. When I think about it, this was really the inevitable conclusion to her story all along.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Sophie. I just got done with my shift.
Hey, Carl?
Did you sign the marriage certificate yet?
Yeah, a while ago. Now we just need to take it to the courthouse. About that, though, I'm pretty busy right now. Would it be okay to wait a few weeks?
I'm busy too, but I want to get married as soon as possible, Sophie.
Okay, well then how about we coordinate our schedule so we can go there together?
You're just an office worker, Sophie. You have no reason to be tired after work. I'm working the night shift at a construction site. I'd rather not have to go all the way out there before my shift or on my day off. Can't you just go by yourself? And today was super rough, too. I really just want to go to bed now.
Well, I guess I see where you're coming from. Our apartment is pretty far from the courthouse.
If possible, could you do it this week? We're already living together and all.
I'll check my schedule and see if there's a day I can do it. But this is a super busy time for me, so I can't make any guarantees. Carl! I'd rather say this on the phone, but I know you're at work, so I'm sending this by line. My dad's condition took a turn for the worse, so I'm leaving work early to go down to my parents' house to pick up my mom and go to the hospital. I'm gonna have to help Mom out with a lot of stuff now, so I'm probably gonna stay there for a couple of nights. I'd appreciate if you could stop by whenever you get a chance. I'll talk to you later. Carl, I sent you both a line message and a voicemail about my dad. Why didn't you come by the house for the visitation? You haven't even been by to give my mom your condolences. If something's up, I wish you'd tell me. How am I supposed to know what's going on if you don't say anything? I'll come by the apartment to see you this afternoon. Hey, Carl. I just got to the station. I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
Wow, you're finally coming back? Took you long enough.
Carl! My dad just died and you haven't even sent me a text. What is going on with you? What have you been doing? Are you alright? Are you sick or something? Is that why you didn't come to the funeral?
Yeah, I'm sick alright. Sick of being married to you.
Huh? Carl, what are you saying?
I want a divorce. I taped the divorce papers to the front door. So take them to the courthouse when you leave.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
I don't believe you! You taped the divorce papers to the front door? What if someone came by and saw them? Why couldn't you at least put them inside the apartment?
Glad to see you picked up the divorce papers. Now hurry up and submit them. Oh, and by the way, don't go spending my share of your dad's inheritance on anything stupid, got it?
Huh? Inheritance? No way. I thought it was odd timing how you pushed for us to get married quickly after my dad went in the hospital, so I was suspicious, but you were really just after my dad's inheritance?
So what if I was? We're divorcing now, so I don't care what you think about me anymore. Hey, think of it this way. Now you see the kind of guy I really am. Doesn't that make you want to hurry up and divorce me?
You're absolutely right. I'm utterly revolted by you. Let's break up.
Okay, well let me know when the inheritance money comes through.
Why?
Were you not paying attention? We may be divorcing now, but when your dad died, I was your husband, right? So like I said, don't go spending my share on anything stupid.
Wow, you really don't know, do you?
Know what?
You're not getting anything.
Huh?
My dad didn't leave a will, so only his legal heirs are entitled to receive any share of his estate.
Yeah, and I'm your husband, and your dad's son-in-law.
And? His only legal heirs are my mom, my sister, and me.
So that means...
You're not getting a cent. You're not an heir.
No way!
This is pretty common knowledge. It's pretty crazy you didn't know this, seeing as you only married me for my inheritance.
Well, in any case, I still get my share when we divide up our assets. I know your dad's estate was massive, He was worth millions. So, even if it's divided between the three of you, you're still set to receive a massive payout. I'll take half of that, which should be at least a couple $100,000.
Did you do any research before you hatched this plot of yours? Inheritance isn't subject to division during a divorce.
No! Come on!
You're terrible at evil plots, Carl.
This sucks! What was the point of even marrying you?
I hate to break it to you, but we were never actually married.
Really?
I never submitted the marriage certificate.
You didn't? I told you to take care of it last week!
Yes, and I told you that I was incredibly busy at work and wasn't sure I was going to be able to or not. Didn't you think I would have told you if I did?
God, this sucks.
Boy, I sure was lucky you're such a lazy moron. You shoving it off onto me is the only thing that kept me from having to deal with lawyers and courts and all that nonsense during the divorce proceedings.
I'm not a moron!
My dad must be watching out for me from heaven.
How could you do this to me? We were supposed to get married!
What? What on earth do you mean?
You know what I mean! We were engaged!
In any case, don't come to the apartment tonight. This apartment is in your name, so you can keep it. I'll clear out my stuff tonight, so don't come back until tomorrow morning.
Hold on a minute! So, how much money am I getting from you?
None!
Come on! Give me something!
No! Bye!
Hey! What's up with this bill you sent me? Why do I have to pay you $50,000?
I think my lawyer will give you more information soon. But you were cheating on me, weren't you?
Oh, that. But we were never officially married, right? Doesn't count!
The law says I can sue you because you were my fiancé.
Unreal.
Oh, and since we were also planning the wedding, there was a cancellation fee of 20% of the estimate, as well as fees to the venue, caterer, etc.
So I gotta pay that too?
Additionally, you withdrew money from my savings account while I was at my parents' house for my dad's funeral, didn't you?
You knew about that?
I have no idea when you figured out what my security key was, and I guess I should have been more careful. But that's my money and I want it back. Every last cent, got it? That all adds up to $50,000.
Hold on!
What now?
I'm actually in a lot of debt.
Yep, and you were trying to use my savings to pay off as much of it as you could before the breakup, right?
You knew about that?
Did you think I was just gonna give you a quick and easy split without taking what's mine?
Kinda.
Chalk that up as yet another one of your embarrassing miscalculations. I'm having your parents keep track of where you're living and what you're doing, so there's no running away from this. You owe me $50,000 and you will pay every last cent.
Give me a break, Sophie! I'm gonna have to take out more debt now! Hey, Sophie! What the hell is going on?
Oh, hi, Carl. It's been a while. What's up?
I'm at your parents' house right now!
Why?
Who's that guy, Sophie? How could you betray me like this?
What are you on about? It's been over a year since we broke up, Carl.
Just tell me who that guy is!
Wait, I think you're at my parents' old house.
Old house?
We sold the house.
You did?
My sister and her husband ended up taking over my dad's company, so my mom decided to go and live with them. Since no one would be living there anymore, it didn't make any sense to just let it sit there collecting dust. So we had a realtor sell it for us. We found a buyer surprisingly quickly. So I could only imagine that guy that you're referring to is the person who bought the house from us and is living there now.
Oh. Oh no. This is bad.
What did you do, Carl?
I, thought you guys still lived there, so I went to the wine cellar and drank some of the vintage wine.
You did what?
Then that guy came running down from the main floor and started yelling at me. So I ran and locked myself in the bathroom. I thought maybe we could make up and get back together.
What were you thinking? I will never get back together with you.
But you were saying on Twitter that you wanted to get back together with your old boyfriend.
I don't use Twitter, Craig.
But the account was Sophie.
Do you think I'm the only Sophie in the world? That wasn't my account.
No way!
Also, do you have any idea how expensive the vintage wine you drank was? How much did you drink?
A bottle. Or two.
Well, I hope you're ready to pay up.
Oh no. Does this mean I'm gonna have to take out more debt again?
Not my problem.
Can I borrow some money from you, Sophie?
I can't believe I forgot to block you a year ago.
Sophie, no!
Carl paid the $50,000 I demanded he pay, so I thought I was finally rid of him. But Carl went berserk over this Sophie account on Twitter that he thought was me. The police ended up getting called and everything. It was a huge deal. Also, it turned out the wine Carl drank was a very special vintage wine worth over $20,000. And he paid the new owner of the house a lump sum for that, as well as the broken window he got in from. I have no idea how he managed to come up with the money, but his parents told me in their regular reports that he's a bigger problem than we're able to deal with, so we handed him over to his financer. I have no idea what that could mean. But then again, I don't particularly want to know, so I decided to forget about the whole thing.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Monique, are you there? It seems that $2,500 isn't going to be enough for this month, so send me more money.
It wasn't enough, but this month is only halfway over. What in the world did you spend it all on?
Don't act like this is my fault. Nancy's bringing her fiancé by the house soon.
Situation which Sean voluntarily took upon himself after your husband passed away. I'm only doing what Sean...
Hey, Monique. Marriage until he died. The only reason she even keeps contact with me is because she uses me to finance her lifestyle.
I'm sorry, Sean. I shouldn't have brought it up. So what do you think we should do now?
I hate to ask you this, but I was wondering if you might be able to do some recon on my mom and sister. Nancy's living in the next state over. And Mom's house is about an hour away from ours, so I know it'll be a chore.
Monique!
You was split between the two of our incomes. And even if, for some reason, Sean became unable to afford it by himself, with the money I make running my company, I'd be able to pay it all by myself. He was already working. But apparently the settlement was for an amount so massive, at this rate, she's gonna have to keep working 2 jobs until she's 90. As for Nancy, she decided that she's going to try and go back to school. And with the help of her understanding fiancé and Sean, it looks like her dream will likely be coming true. And for me, I'm just glad that things will finally be settling down a bit around here.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.